What's up? How you doing, my dear brothers and sisters participating in BIBLEin365? This is exciting stuff, and we have been learning a lot so far. So you are in the book of Matthew right now. It's part of your routine. We're doing Genesis, Psalms, Matthew, and Matthew is an awesome book. Now, for those of you that don't know, Matthew was a Jewish tax collector who, of course, his life was transformed by Jesus, our Messiah. Now, what you may or may not know is that the reason why Matthew actually wrote the book was to make a very good case and argument for Jesus actually being God and actually being king. So there was a lot of people that rejected the notion that, of course, Jesus was the Messiah, and there's a lot of problems that people have with some of the issues that come up with that. Matter of fact, it's interesting. If you go online to our YouTube channel, I have gone over some of the things related to Jesus being the Messiah, and I call it the prophetic Christmas series, and you'll learn about many of the problems that Matthew was facing when he actually wrote this gospel. But what is so cool about Matthew are, man, just a series of things. First of all, if you dig right into Matthew chapter 1, whatever you do, don't blow off the genealogy, because there's a lot you can learn about the genealogy. The genealogy was actually used to show what a lot of people perceive as being a huge inconsistency in the Bible, and actually something that they think disqualifies Jesus from being the Messiah. The little hint, it involves a curse upon a person by the name of Jehoniah, who was a descendant of David, and so people say that Jesus can't be the Messiah because he comes from that bloodline. Well, that answer is true and false, and if you want more about that, you can listen to my study concerning that. Matter of fact, that prophetic Christmas series that I just did on YouTube, you can get it right there. It's all free. I go over that. But then Matthew covers a whole bunch of other things. Perhaps one of the most incredible writings you will ever read in the Bible are the very words of Jesus on what they called the Sermon on the Mount. And my goodness, this was amazing. Oftentimes called the Mount or the Beatitudes, the very first part of chapter 5, and then going on with the rest of the Sermon on the Mount. It is amazing. You will learn all kinds of principles of Christian living. Perhaps one of my favorite sections of the Sermon on the Mount, besides the Beatitudes, is where Jesus says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." What are these things? All the things we always worry about, right? Food, clothing, so on and so forth. Jesus has definitely provided me lots of food. Anyway, so there's a lot of great stuff that you are going to learn in the book of Matthew. Some incredible facts that relate to substantiating Christ as the king who will rule in perpetuity from the bloodline of King David. And perhaps one of my all-time favorite sections of the book of Matthew is where we get to Matthew chapter 24, that, believe it or not, speaks of things prophetic that have yet to take place. And so I do a lot of Bible prophecy teaching, and there is stuff going on right now that Jesus said would eventually happen, and you're going to learn about that in Matthew chapter 24. So Matthew chapter 24 is power-packed, but all of the book of Matthew is power-packed. When we get an account of Jesus being crucified, right after the crucifixion, what he tells the people that are following him when he resurrects, some of the accounts of what happened immediately after. Pretty amazing stuff. You're going to get all of that in Matthew. By the way, Matthew chapter 18, another significant one. I know I'm kind of bouncing back and forth with order, but it's good stuff, right? It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of amazing things you will learn as you go through this book. Now, one more time, I just want to encourage you that as you get to some of these areas that I've mentioned and you want more guidance because it doesn't seem to make sense, go online. We have those resources available to you. But whatever you do, I think it's important for me to remind you of this. Don't quit. Remember the illustration that I gave you in the introduction where I talked about the fact that you're learning to condition yourself on the spiritual end. Don't be surprised if you get attacked. Don't be surprised if things go crazy all of a sudden. If friends stop talking to you and all kinds of crazy things happen. I know that's not the promise pastors like to make, but just understand this is part of the battle that you're fighting. But once you get past that initial period where you begin to retrain yourself to understand what's going on in the spiritual realm, you are going to be so blessed. Your life is going to change. And guess what? All these people that you might be having a hard time with, all of the discouragement that you might be going through right now, it's worth it to go through all of that, because at some point, those very same people are going to need you. And you having gone through this spiritual warfare and battle, and as you grow in it, you're going to be used by God to help other people grow. So make sure you are getting involved. Let people know about this awesome ministry, Bible365. You know, there's a lot of great tools that are available to you online there. Make sure that you take advantage of that. Really great stuff. So God bless you guys. We love you. Keep seeking the Lord. Keep on keeping on. And I know that it's going to radically transform your life as you make these commitments. Okay? God bless you guys. Keep reading. Stay consistent and watch God bless you.